Hello and welcome back to a Chip Off the Old Block Toys. I'm Jeff, and if you're watching this over on YouTube, give it a like. And if you're watching on Rumble, please give it a rumble. All right, what do we have today? We have a set that's several months old at this point. I kind of forgot about it, and I was cleaning up yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I just need to build this. And seeing as I don't have anything else for the city at the moment, I mean, I do have a Bricklink order on its way. I thought, you know what? Why don't I just clear up some old inventory? So here we got Kylo Ren, set number 75415, 529 pieces, no minifigures. And good morning, Will, and good morning, Mr. Cajun. I'm going to set this box aside. In fact, I'm just going to throw it away. All right. How is your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever it is that you might be? How's that going? I actually had a really good evening. First of all, good news. I am back on my original laptop. It is functioning. It broke on Tuesday, and it's now functioning today. Well, actually, it was functioning late last night. And you know, I know it seems trivial to say this because, well, I was only without it for 2 days. It seemed like forever. It really did. Because, I mean, I guess you don't realize how many mental connections that you make. And it's like, I can't, it's broke. Well, and then you go on, you do something else, and it's like, no, I can't do that. Man, it's broke. I can't do that either. Yeah, so that's what happened the last couple of days. But now it's fixed, and the old laptop is back in the closet. But I am happy that I saved it, because without it, I would have been up a creek without a paddle, as they say. And all these sets. Oh, you know what? I need to change cameras. I apologize for that. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. Sorry, building without that. Be right back. All right. On bag number 9 of the record store. Loving it so far. That's awesome, dude. How much? Do you mind me asking how much the record store is and where it was? Is that a official Lego set? Is that a? I guess I didn't see it in Lego on the store, but I gotta admit I kind of have not kept up with it either. But I do have a News of the Weird for you because we did not finish last week's News of the Weird, and there's already a new one out for this week. So I'd like to get these couple stories out of the way and into the books, if you know what I mean. So, all right, what we have here is simply just called Ew Gross. And I don't know. I think some people, fun hole. Okay, all right, awesome. All right. This is stupid. Leanna Coy, a flight attendant based in Connecticut, couldn't help but share the yuck factor after she made a discovery on the floor of the plane. The New York Post reported on July 24th. Those are toenails, she said, and she put it in a TikTok post. This passenger clipped their toenails mid-flight and left them. Commenters had no empathy for the long in toenail flyer. No fly list, one person said. What dirtbag did this? Asked another. I think you're just kind of making a big deal out of nothing. There's a vacuum and it'll pick it right up. Now, I mean, is it really appropriate to do that? No, not really. But is it really that important to make a freaking TikTok out of it and try to show it to millions of people? No, not really either. I don't know. I think some people just have nothing better to do, and they're looking for temporary fame. So whatever. That's my take on it. Okay. Well, I don't have a whole lot planned for today. I am going to start building another one of the Bricklink Designer Series 4s. And it's this guy right here. The Riverside Scholars or something like that. Is that what it is? Yeah, Riverside Scholars. I don't have a place for this in the city. This one is just a build because I like the Bricklink Designer Series. That's why. So, yeah, that'll be tonight. We'll start that at 6 o'clock my time, which is 8 o'clock Eastern. We have the Wild West train after this, and then we are done with the entire series. And I also ordered 3 of the haunted houses. They should be here tomorrow. I'm going to do my typical 3-in-1 videos. Whenever I get a 3-in-1 creator, I do 4 videos. I do 1 video for each one of the versions, so that's 3. And then I do a final video with all the different versions side by side, so you can see them and compare them. So that is coming up very soon, just as soon as I can get some time to build those, which I know is easier said than done. So that's cool. And Will, if I remember right, do you have yourself a city as well? All right. Well, believe it or not, that is bag number 1. And it is done already. So let's go ahead and grab bag number 2. Oh, how do I forget this? I told you I was going to the doctor yesterday. And okay, so yeah, I went to the doctor because of, I don't know, there's like a lump underneath here, and it's pretty big. Well, it's not a clogged sweat gland like I thought, or I thought it could have been, because that's what I've had before. She actually said that it was a cyst. She said that it's not big enough to really worry about, but I am worried about it, to be honest. But the good news is they don't feel like it's anything I really need to worry about. They think it'll just go away on its own in a couple weeks. So I'm hoping that that's what happens, because I certainly don't need the alternatives of what it could be. Oh, boy. I am tired today. I stayed up kind of late. Will says I have a city, kind of. It's pretty small. Well, I mean, okay, all right. Size does not matter. Ooh, I forgot a piece. So I was up late last night. I think I told you guys I added about 130,000 pieces to my Bricklink store, and right now I'm kind of in the middle of just making it happen, because whenever I do something like that, I have to update my inventory storage. And in this case, I've been selling down stuff that didn't add anything for a year and a half. So I took several of the empty storage bin container little drawer things, and I put them out in the shop. And I keep my Bricklink inventory in the basement where it's climate controlled. Well, as long as it's not followed up with I'm a grower and not a shower. Anyway, I'm just kidding, man. I don't know where that came from. Sorry, man. So I've been selling down my inventory and slowly putting the cabinets away, because I thought I was going to stop doing Bricklink altogether, and I just wanted to trash it and end up selling those storage cabinets. I mean, they're kind of expensive. So I brought several of them in the house, not enough yet though, and I've been transferring the inventory and reorganizing it, and I got pretty far. Probably about a third of it's done, but keep in mind, I had to leave for my doctor's appointment, which was 40 minutes each way. And then, of course, you got the doctor's office, but they're waiting. So I could have got more done yesterday, probably about halfway done, if I wouldn't have had to do that. That's a good one, Will. Will says it's not the size that counts, but rather the motion of the ocean. However, it takes a long time to get to Europe in a rowboat. Yes, it does. Not that I would know from personal experience. Okay, we got another one here. It's called Great Art, and this one makes me laugh. And I'll tell you the story, and I'll tell you why it made me laugh. Okay, People Magazine reported on July 24th that 33-year-old, if I can talk, Jane, I'm not going to try the name because it's Russian, of Maryland, is making a living and a name for herself with her Etch-a-Sketch art. Jane's subjects include Russia's St. Basil's Cathedral and Grant's Woods American Gothic. She said that when she was little, her grandmother wouldn't let her watch TV as much as she wanted to, so her Etch-a-Sketch. So with her Etch-a-Sketch, she started with making staircases. She hopes the classic toy isn't going anywhere. I think it's got a lot left to give the world. Well, okay, this is the part that cracks me up. This is a brand new window, guys. I've never seen this window the size like this before. Well, here's the deal. You guys remember back in the 80s and early 90s when there was a bunch of government budget cuts? I think it was when Reagan was in office, if I remember right. There was a ton of them. And it was just like every other week, oh, we're cutting this budget. Oh, we're cutting that budget. We're doing this base realignment. There was a lot of that going on. Anyway, there was a comedian who said that there has been so many budget cuts that now when you're a victim of a crime, they just put you in a little room and give you an Etch-a-Sketch to do your own composite drawing of the suspect. So when I see somebody actually making a living off of doing that, that's pretty darn fun. And now this piece right here, this slope that has no grills in it, I've seen Mega Bloks have that for a long time. This is the first time I've seen this in Lego itself. And hello, Richard, how you doing? There were two people talking, and the first pope says to the second, do you know the best part of 25-year-olds? The first pope says what? Second one says there's 20. Oh, there's 20. Oh, man. Oh, dang. That's pretty brutal, but I like it. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Richard, how you been, man? Okay, so this does not want to connect. Oh, maybe because I'm a giant dummy. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, I will probably be working on my Bricklink store for most of the weekend, probably. I really want to get it done, and it's kind of a pain because when I'm doing orders right now, I've got things down the basement and up here, and the 2 flights of stairs. So while I'm doing an order, like yesterday, I had one order come through, and I kept having to go up the stairs and then back down to the basement, only to a couple items later, there was something up here, so I had to come back. Anyways, I got like, I'm not kidding, I literally got like 23,000 steps in yesterday just doing all that. So quite a bit. And remember, I drove to my doctor's office. That was 45 minutes away too. So it's not like, yeah. Why is it like, okay, Lego, you're not making any sense whatsoever. Oh, well, that's why, because I did it wrong. Let me fix that. Good, man, just the same old, same old. Now, I heard that, okay, so maybe I'm wrong, and you don't have to share it here if you're not comfortable, but I thought that at one point you and I talked and you were into landscaping, but then I heard from somebody else that you're managing commercial properties now. Did you become a real estate agent or something? Or, and again, if you're not comfortable, just don't answer. It's cool. But I'm just curious how you doing, man. Have you been able to do any more any more work on your city? Stupid phones. All right. Sometimes I don't like phones at all. They're supposed to be smart, but I think they make us dumb. All right, we're getting some real texture to this guy now. Oh, okay. All right. You have it right. I do landscaping for a living, and I manage landscaping at multiple. Okay. All right. That makes total sense. I'm just curious. I've actually thought about becoming a real estate agent, and I'm just such a dummy. I've taken the classes for it twice and passed, but then I never sat down for the exam. So kind of a waste. Those classes are not cheap, so I'm an idiot. Anyway, yeah, that's the story of my life. I mean, I did manage to finish a few things. I got 4 kids, but not much. Rex Warden, never could get into this type of Lego set. They're neat, but I think I'm hard locked into minifig scale stuff, and that's legitimate. I mean, we all have our different themes. So at this point, the first couple helmets that came out, like Darth Vader, the Stormtrooper, and that, I just thought it was so freaking awesome. And then they did like the Red 5 helmet, and then I was like, but I already have all the other ones. Okay, I'll get it. And then they did the Batman, and then they did the second Batman cowl one, and I was like, no way, I don't want it. Okay, something's wrong here. I got pieces that left over that shouldn't be. Let me go back and look at the instructions. And then they did the Infinity Gauntlet, and they did the Nano Gauntlet. And I thought at that point, they're just spitting out stuff, hoping that it sticks. And I really hate to criticize them for that, but that's what it felt like. So, I did miss something very important. Okay, well, let's put it on. I think it was 2 years ago. My lug did a show at Idaho Falls, and I think I had about 7 or 8 helmets at the time, and I displayed them, and I guess not a lot of people knew that Lego had the helmets, and so there was a lot of comments from people about it and how cool they thought it was. So I don't know. There's just a wide variety of what people like in Lego, but I do get it. And if they keep coming out with these helmets that are dumb, I'm not going to get them. Because, I mean, at this point, it's like they have to add value. I just don't have the money anymore. Oh, shoot. But yes, it does feel very good to be back on my newer laptop. My other one crapped out on me a few days ago, and my son fixed it. Thank goodness. So, you did the dozen roses? That's awesome, dude. I did too. I gave them to Mrs. Chip. I'm not sure she really deserved it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got it for her, and she absolutely loved it. She has. Okay, so one thing I don't think I've ever discussed, not really a big deal. Mrs. Chip she loves to collect rose vases, and she's got a ton of rose vases. I mean, like hundreds. And yeah, moving time's real fun, let me tell you. Because a couple of them always break, by the way. Anyway, she grabbed a very nice vase. She stuck them in the vase. And then every time I go shopping for like bulk, and I dig through bulk, if I find a 1x1 round translite blue piece, round brick, I take it and I stick it in the vase. And the vase has got about, I'd say about 1.5 inches in the bottom of it right now. Let's see, Ken, good morning, afternoon, Jeff. I'm sitting here waiting to clock in at 1:45 and have to work again tomorrow afternoon. Oof. All right, but that means overtime, right? Are you going to be doing the Lego Transformer Soundwave build? Yes, I am. In fact, he's in my cart. I'm waiting for a couple more Bricklink orders to come through, and as soon as they do, I can pull the trigger. But yes, he's actually, I do have my eye on him, and more than my eye on him. I'm hoping to get him very soon. Okay, so why are we doing that? Because it's not lining up. Well, how's it not lining up? Did I do that other part wrong? I think I did do something wrong, guys. Let me take a look here. Quarter, I stay waiting for anything that's minifigure scale, preferably fig scale if at all possible. Okay, so interesting question. Did you what the heck? Yeah, I did it wrong. Shoot. Did you like the upscale minifigure thing that had the minifigure underneath his hat controlling them? Just curious if you like that. Oh shoot! I think I. Okay, that all makes sense. So if that makes sense, why is it not fitting? It is fitting. Okay. The giant upscale minifigure. He had like a red shirt, blue pants. He was the same size as the Harry Potter and Hermione characters, and he had a baseball cap on. And if you flipped up the cap, it had a minifigure that had the same exact red shirt, blue pants, and he had the two antennas controlling the guy. I'll try to see if I can. I don't think that one's. I'm trying to remember the name of it so I can get a picture of it. I think it's called the upscale minifigure. If I remember, that's what it was called. Pretty sure that's what it was called. Let me take a look real quick. Yep, I found it. Here, let me show you. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I found it, so let me show you what I'm talking about. This guy here. So you got the regular minifigure for scale here. You got this. And yeah, right here, there was like a little thing. His hat popped up, and he had like two little things that he controlled it. But okay, I got you. You said you didn't know. So all right. Um, Rex says, I'm slowly planning some stuff suitable for a Lego town with gags like Blade stalking Edward and Bella in the park and the Punisher holding the Brickster at gunpoint for stealing candy from a baby. Actually, I like doing that stuff too. I've got a couple things planned for my city. I don't want to give it up, but yeah, I've got a couple of those, I guess, cultural references, if you want to put it that way, or I don't know what you want to call them, like movie references, that kind of thing. Oh boy. So yeah, for the rest of the day, I'm going to try to continue to work at my Bricklink store and get that all polished up and get that done. All right. And you know, to speak on this character, and maybe I have an unpopular opinion on this, but I just didn't really think of Kylo Ren as the big villain that he was supposed to be. Came across to me as a spoiled, rotten little brat. And I didn't fear him. Darth Vader, though, I mean, him on the other hand, Darth Vader was scary. And he had a presence about him. Like in the movie, when he walked in the room, it was like, wow, you know, like you could feel it. But Kylo Ren, I just didn't really see him as menacing or threatening, or I don't know. I'm not trying to down the guy. I mean, I think his name is Adam Reeder, played it. I think he did the best that he could given the role. I just don't think the role of him was really all that menacing. Okay, you're saying Adam Driver is better. Okay, yeah. I honestly haven't seen him in anything else, though. That's the problem. Oh boy. Like I said, staying up late's caught up with me. I only collect Star Wars stuff and stuff for the city. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at too now. It's occasional Star Wars and mostly city. I just, I mean, there was a time that I could afford a lot more, but yeah, Lego with them spitting out 500 sets a year or however many it was actually close to 500, by the way. It just, god dang, I can't keep up at all anymore. I used to be able to, and I used to be proud of that. I used to be able to tell myself, you know, hey, look, man, you bought all Harry Potter this year, you know, but I can't even get close to that anymore. Oh, Rob, wait. Ugh. Wait a minute. There we go. The only Harry Potter stuff I have is for Lego Dimensions. Yeah, okay, so my kids really like Harry Potter, and that's when they first started coming out. But the problem is, like, Lego, I mean, again, I'm not trying to bash the company, but let's get real, man. It's just been a money grab. I mean, how many versions of the Knight's bus is there? There's quite a few. And Privet Drive's been done a couple times, and so is the castle itself. And, you know, it's like, how many versions of the same thing do you really need? So I kind of stopped. And at first I slowed down on Harry Potter for a while, and then now I almost never buy it because most of the stuff they come out with, they've already done it. So why do I need yet another version? It just costs me more money, and I don't see the value. So I'm kind of done with Harry Potter just because of that, and some of the Star Wars I am too, because again, let's get real. They like to do the yearly X-wing and the yearly TIE fighter, and I mean, really, how many of them can they come out with and still be legit? I do like the TIE Interceptor Ultimate Collector Series they did. Now that was something new and awesome. And yeah, I messed this up. I don't know how I did that. Let me fix that. So yeah, I just have to kind of weigh what I feel is worth. And I'm sure you guys do the same thing. You just weigh what you feel is most important to you, or what you feel like you can't live without, and you buy it. But yeah, I don't think any of us are buying Lego like we used to 5 years ago before the pandemic. And Will says, I buy Star Wars modulars, some Speed Champions for the city, and pretty much anything I think will work with what I have. I also buy a ton of pick-a-brick wall parts. And you know what? That is awesome. I do too. I like the pick-a-brick wall as well as the secondhand Lego stores. And it's not necessarily just, what do you call that? Bricks and minifigs. There's other ones around in this, well, near where my parents live, and I go down there like once a week. So it's not unusual for me to hit these stores while I'm down there. And I can't find a piece, but I'm sure it's on here. Because every time I think I'm missing a piece, I'm not. Well, most of the time. There it is. And Bricklink. Yeah, I do some Bricklink too. The last couple of sets I did, like the Shrimp Shack Attack and the wrecked shrimp boat from Hidden Side, those were from Bricklink. But I'm kind of upset right now with Bricklink because I ordered pieces for my city, and I can't go any further without this. And I spent like $60 on it, and the guy on his thing says that, oh yeah, I ship within 2 days. Okay, buddy, well, get to it then. It's been like 4 days, and he's not responding. And I'm just like, dude, come on, man. I really need my parts. And what's really funny is that some people, I've gotten some hate for this online, but I actually had a guy who shipped an order, took him like 3 weeks. He literally substituted parts because he was missing stuff, which is not cool. He did not get a hold of me to ask me if it was okay either. He just did it. I get the order, and just because of how crazy it was, I put it on Bricklink's buyers and sellers, and I explained, okay, so I put down that, hey, this is what happened, and someone said, so what? It's a little bit late. What does it matter? And it's like, it does matter, because when you're running a YouTube channel and you have a video production schedule that you come up with and you want to keep to it, like weekly uploads for the city, it does matter. And when I put that on there, the guy's like, oh, you're just an entitled Karen because you're a YouTuber. You think that you should. No. That's not what I said. What I said was, I have a deadline. So I kind of need this guy to respect the fact that, hey, I need this. And it's not any different than any other customer. I mean, every customer, I don't care if you got a deadline or not. You don't want it 3 weeks later. You want it like same week if you can get it. So anyway, there's a lot of haters out there. Let's put it that way. I ship within 2 days. I didn't specify Earth days. Yes, amen, brother. That is definitely what I should think about when I see those things. I keep building carts and emptying them on Bricklink. Yes. it's a pain to try to get your parts for specific things and find that everyone only has one or two of the common pieces you want. Yeah, it's a waste of money on the shipping, and I hate that too. And I also, okay, here's another pet peeve of mine with Bricklink. Now, keep in mind, I am a Bricklink seller, right? But I don't treat people this way, and that is when you buy something used, like a used part, they'll put down that it's used, and obviously I'm okay with that, or else I wouldn't have ordered it. However, my problem is when they sit there and they give you something that looks like a dog chewed it up, or it's been scraped across the sidewalk, or it's white but it's really yellow because it was colored, and they didn't disclose that beforehand. I think those little things are important, but many sellers feel that, hey, let me just sling that out there and hope it sticks, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. So anyway. Yeah. Oh, you want 10 16 by 16 plates? LOL. Enjoy ordering from 6 different people unless you want to pay 5 times the going rate for each one. That is correct. That is, you are spot on that. That is definitely a complaint that I have too. The shipping. Oh, and that was the other thing too. Like I was gonna like give credit to the guy who I bought those 4 sets that I built over the last 2 days on the channel. But I'm not going to give him credit, but I'm also not going to call him out. And that's because he advertised, oh yeah, I don't have box fees and all this. And so I was like, okay, cool. So it'll be a little bit cheaper for the shipping. So I went and I ordered the 4 sets, and he came back with like $26, $27. And I was like, no way, dude, you are smoking crack. And so I wrote to him, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm a Bricklink seller here. And I went on stamps.com, and this order for the dimensions, for the weight, and the distance is only $16. And the guy was kind of a jerk, and he goes, well, if you don't like it, cancel the order. And so I said, okay. I said, please cancel it, because he has to cancel it. I said, please cancel it. Well, then he came back with, oh, well, I looked at it. You're right. I can do it for $18. I was like, all right, $18. That's fine. That's better than $27. And yeah, so I did get it, but I didn't feel like that was the best service. So I didn't give him a shout out, and I did not name him to shame him. So just had a bad experience. That's all. Or not a bad experience, but an unpleasant one. Yeah, if you say you do something in X days, you do it X days or fewer, and you can't, you're supposed to update your store to reflect this. And I agree with that. I mean, look, I don't think that I'm perfect at all, but I try to run my store in a way that I know that other people would enjoy it. And not only that, I run my store how I would personally like to see things done. So I ship within 1 business day in most cases, even some of my larger orders, or most of my larger orders, I should say. And so I hate when people say, oh, I ship within 2 to 3 days. And then like a week later, you're like, dude, what the F? Where's my stuff? And then they don't respond. And then like you're saying here, I think that's what you're trying to say. Hoarder says, if someone says I ship in X amount of days and then doesn't, it screws the customer and you 100% can complain about that. Tell that guy that him complaining about you is complaining hypocritical. Yeah, I don't understand that one. I don't understand the mentality of the Bricklink community when it comes to you're not allowed to leave a negative. Sure I am. It's up to me. If it was a negative experience, I leave a negative. And then people, well, you didn't contact me first. Do I have to? I mean, seriously, I mean, what do you, I mean, most of the time I do, contact them first before I leave a negative. But like that case I was telling you about where the guy just blatantly substituted parts and didn't say anything to me, I left him a negative. I was not going to, I mean, he already told me he doesn't have the parts. He left a little note. And the note says, hey, I decided to do this, this, and this. And of course, it arrives in the mail. It doesn't give me a chance to reject it beforehand and cancel the order. So I left him a negative. And, oh, man, he went on me. He was like, you didn't give me a chance to make it right. What are you going to make it right? I mean, maybe you should have just refunded me the amount that you didn't have the pieces for. I mean, really. Anyway, I didn't think the guy was a very nice guy. And, yeah. He did not refund me for the parts that were missing, by the way, until I had to file a PayPal complaint, and then I got some of my money back. I mean, obviously, I didn't ask for money for things that he sent. I just asked for the parts that he substituted because I was not okay with that solution. And he did not even try to make it right at all. And then he was like, can't believe you left me a negative, man. Yeah, I left you a negative because you're a jerk. All right, sorry about that. I can talk about Bricklink all day long because I know a lot about it. I do it every day. Let's see. Oh yes, I've gotten mangled pieces on Bricklink because people think used and abused are synonymous. Yeah, you're like 1,000% correct on that. And I hate that excuse. Well, I said it was used. Yeah, but and I'll tell you, true story. Disgusting, but it's true story. I have actually received a bulk lot. Sometimes people do list bulk lots. They're not very common anymore on Bricklink, but this was several years ago, and it was underneath the customized whatever super lot or something like that. I can't remember, but anyway, I got a bulk lot off of Bricklink once, and I kid you not, there was actual dog feces like on some of the pieces. It was so gross. And the guy was like, well, I didn't realize what was in there. I just picked this up at a yard sale. It's like, really? You didn't go through it? I mean, I did notice that there's like no minifigures in here. So I do believe that you did go through this because with all the minifigures missing, yeah, you cherry picked out of there. You saw it. You just didn't want to clean it. And you was hoping you could pass it on to somebody else and they wouldn't say anything, which is pretty gross. So anyway, I don't buy excuses. All right, we will be on the last bag. Yeah, I just don't see. I'm looking at Kylo Ren's helmet right now, and I just don't see anything menacing. Darth Vader, he is menacing. And in case you guys are wondering about Mrs. Chip, she gets to come home a week from this Saturday. She's been in a month-long training. So yeah, she'll be home for that, and obviously I probably won't be on here for a couple of days. It's not next week, but the week after, for obvious reasons. I don't need to discuss that here. There might be children in the room. I'm just kidding. Also, Lego themselves like to put things like base plates in mailer envelope. Yes, they do. And you would think that the manufacturer, out of all people, would understand that you just freaking can't do that. Or my other favorite thing is when you order an expensive set and then you get the gift of purchase or a smaller set and they stick both of them in the box, but they put the little tiny box and then the big box. And then by the time you get it, this thing slid so many times that the little small set looks like a freaking pancake. And then I call Lego, and sometimes I get a good rep, and then sometimes I get a rep like, well, I don't understand why it matters. Um, maybe because I didn't buy damaged goods, so I don't want damaged goods. I mean, maybe. I don't think I asked for too much. I mean, this is an expensive hobby, and they could definitely take care of us better. And they better not go to online instructions. I will seriously stop collecting. I got one that was almost creased. And oh yeah, you're right about that, Hoarder. He says, "Oh wait a minute, is this?" Oh yeah, okay, sorry. I'm like, trying to figure this all out. Oh, wrong piece. Okay, it looks like I'm missing a piece, but I know I'm not because I always find it. It's pretty common. Whoa. I swear, sometimes looking at all these black pieces, it's really hard to find, or not just black pieces, anything that is the same color. It's hard to see it. So I just see a sea of black pieces here, and I'm having trouble differentiating between them. And I don't know, Hoarder, if I already read your comment, but I'm going to read it again if I already did. And that is, he says, some stores need 3 categories: new, used, and chew toy. And that is the absolute God honest truth. Darth Vader's helmet took cues from samurai helmets like Megatron, Optimus Prime head designs. Kylo helmet looks like something out of a Squid Game or something. Hey, John, how's it going? Yes, John, I am streaming tonight. You can only, when you use Rumble, you can only set up one stream at a time. So that's why I do these streams, and then immediately, well, not immediately, but shortly after ending the stream, I create the next one. And Rumble also doesn't let you set up streams more than 24 hours in advance, which is really freaking annoying because I would love, and I mean love, to put out the word a lot quicker, I don't know, for a lot longer. I'm doing a live stream, but oh well, that's the limitations of the system. I'm going to be streaming both. I usually stream both. Sometimes I don't because Rumble is really what's the right word? A pain in the butt about things, and sometimes their Rumble Studios thing because it'll give me fits and I can't get it to work. And to kind of explain that is, okay, so when you sign in the StreamYard and you create a stream, my Rumble account and YouTube account are linked to it. And YouTube lets you create a stream directly in StreamYard. Rumble does not. Rumble, you have to make it in Rumble. Then you have to go into Stream, link it. Yeah, it's a pain. It's a process. So that's why sometimes Rumble gets left out, because when I'm in the middle of doing it, I don't have time to sit here and fool around with it. If it ain't gonna work, I skip it. I'm a man of practicality and unreasonableness, if you ask Miss Chip. But don't ask her. All right, so we got the front here. Excuse me. Yeah, just got about maybe 20 more pieces here, and we're done. So, and I'll start ending this kind of early. I'm not going to end it until I'm finished, but I want to say thank you for being here. I do appreciate you taking time out of your day and talking with me and keeping the conversation alive for me. It makes it so much easier, and it's also fun just to hang out with you guys. Um, I think the Lego community, I have met some really wonderful people in this community since doing these live streams. I've only met a couple bad apples, but we're not here to mention them, so they don't get any publicity. We just leave that alone. I will say that I enjoy seeing your guys' builds. I enjoy hearing about your projects. Many of you have shared your projects with me privately, and I appreciate every single one of you that have. And if you ever want to share pictures of your projects with me, my email is a chip off the old block toys with no spaces at gmail.com. Again, a chip off the old block toys at gmail.com. So if you're interested in sending me your stuff, I'm not going to sit here and do anything with it. I just like taking a gander at it because I'm a weirdo. No, I'm just kidding. It's because I enjoy Lego. So yeah, if you want to share your creations with me, that's great. I occasionally get people asking me for suggestions, and I mean, yeah, I'm willing to do that too. I mean, why not, right? Okay, so we got the front here. All right, let's get the front little thing done here. All right, we got Mr. Kylo Ren reporting for duty. All right, guys. I thought you said you're going to build something else. Oh, not today. Not today. I don't have anything. I ordered the haunted house, and it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So I will have something to do on streams for tomorrow. But today, this is it. But I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you. Please drop a like if you would. And you guys be good to each other and stay safe out there. And I will catch you on my next live stream, which will be tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then we'll continue with Mornings with Chip on Monday. Same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.